you're looking for the best, cheapest and quickest delivery Forza Horizon 4 pre-made modded accounts, personal account mods or credit packs that work on online in both PC and Xbox and also have a very unlikely chance of being banned, head over to MitchCactus.com guys, as we also additionally now provide ban warranty across all mod packages. What is going on guys, MitchCactus here, coming back with another Forza Horizon 4 video. Today's video will be going over 10 leaked cars we'll be able to see in Forza Horizon 4 in the near future, whether it's in updates 31 or later down the line, in a DLC, a car pack or just through the Horizon Festival playlist. Now of course a lot of these have been derived from the game files, of which are currently in the game but just yet to be implemented live into an update, or are based off some information I've heard, based off new car releases and predictions based off the previous additions into the game. So guys, in order to stay up to date with any further news or updates regarding this, make sure to go ahead and subscribe to my channel with notifications on and smash the like button, and feel free to comment what car you want to see. And guys, subscribing and liking only takes 2 seconds and I appreciate it greatly, so make sure to go ahead and do it guys. And if you want to see more information on the modded accounts, the car packs, etc., feel free to head over to MitchCactus.com. The link is at the top of the description. Just for reference, they work on both PC and Xbox and they're safe to use online. But guys, now I'll be getting started with the video and hopping straight into the first car. The first car is going to be the Bugatti Chiron Supersport. Now we've recently seen the Koenigsegg Jesko be added into the game, and the Bugatti Chiron Supersport is essentially a rival or a rivaling competitor to that car. Of course, recently acquired the world's quickest or world's highest top speed of a car at over 300 miles per hour, which is quite groundbreaking. Now considering we've seen hypercars like the Jesko, the Audi RS, the Bugatti Chiron be added, it really would be no surprise that they can moderately or make some slight changes to the Chiron and its dynamics and get that Chiron Supersport in the game for all of us. It would be pretty cool to see, and hopefully they can get that added at some stage in the future. Another car which is similar to this guys would also be the Lamborghini Aventador SVJ. Now of course, pretty much the latest Aventador model would be the Aventador SV 2016, and the actual Aventador is 2014 or 2012 I believe. So we haven't really seen many new Lamborghinis. We did see the Huracan Performante, which would indicate that maybe Forza can acquire the licensing to these kind of cars. But personally, I think the SVJ is an extremely sick car, very high tier supercar, and it's a shame that we are yet to see it considering it has been out for over a year now. So maybe they're waiting to save it for Forza Horizon 5, it could be a car cover, who really knows. But all I can say is that I really want to see this car in the game. It would be pretty cool to see it, as we haven't even gotten an Aventador S. Like an Aventador S and Aventador SVJ, maybe they can add those both at a similar time, but at the minimum an Aventador S would be pretty cool, but hopefully the SVJ, as that is the upper echelon of Lamborghini, essentially being the flagship car of the entire brand. Coming up next guys, we've got the 2012 Aston Martin Vantage. Not sure I pronounced that correctly guys, but pretty much to cut it short, this car's in the game files and it's likely it will be seen or implemented in the game at one stage. There's over 100 cars in the game files and sadly we've seen a lot of them be added into the game. For example, the Hennessy Velociraptor 6x6 is just one of many that are in the car files and were eventually released. Now although there are some cars that are in the car files that never got released, such as cars like the McLaren P1 GTR, however I would say it's pretty likely that we may see this car down the line. Personally, I'm not too hyped up for it as it isn't something that's groundbreaking, it's no new hypercar, but it is pretty cool to see some of these OG Aston Martins being added into the game, specifically those who are considering the car of course is a British car and Forza Horizon 4 is set in Britain, it does make sense. Coming up next, we got the 2010 SSC Ultimate Aero. So this is aligning with the new Koenigsegg Jesko, the Bugatti Chiron Supersport, as this car used to be one of the quickest cars in the world. Of course, it's a shame we're yet to see this added into the game, as this car isn't really in many racing games. However, it was in the car files, it would be able to be acquired for licensing, and I feel like this would be a nice car and a nice addition, as right now the Ferrari 59XX Evo is by far the quickest car in the game, and I actually made a video summarizing all the top 5 quickest tuned and stock cars around a week ago or a little bit less. Feel free to go ahead and check that out guys, it's updated for Series 30, but pretty much the Koenigsegg and the Ferrari 59XX Evo are 2 of the quickest cars in the game right now, or at least 2 of the top 3 quickest, and spicing up a little bit, adding this new car, adding some new competition, maybe being able to upgrade it double or twin turbo to a further extent, all that would make it a little bit more fun and enlighten the actual overall Forza experience. Coming up next, we got the 2007 Porsche 911 977 GT3. another relatively old Porsche model, and considering we have seen a fair few Porsches being added recently into the game, it would not surprise me if we also saw this one. In fact, there was one update, I believe it was update 25 or 26, where pretty much every single new car that was added to the Horizon Festival playlist was an old Porsche car. So it's clear that the Porsche relationship between Forza is fairly good in terms of their ability to be able to acquire licensing, so it would not surprise me if we saw a new car like this added into the game in very short terms. Next up, guys, we've got the number 25 Ferrari 488 Challenge. Now, personally, I think cars like this are really cool to be added into the game. It's essentially a wide body, or not even a wide body, just souped up Ferrari 488, and it's not something we see many of. Now, most of these competition type cars we see in the game are typically drift cars, so seeing something like this for a race oriented car would be pretty cool, as it not only would be competitive in the races, in the online races, in the seasonal events and championships, etc., but also be aesthetically a lot cooler than many other cars we have on offer right now. The only possible competitor in terms of Ferrari would be some sort of designs that make them look like a race car, but we haven't really seen them to this extent like we have these challenge cars. Up next, guys, a very highly anticipated car from the American car fans, and that's going to be the Mustang Shelby GT500 2020. Now, I'm sure a lot of us are hoping to see this car. We saw a fair few Ford and Mustang type cars recently, such as quite a few RTR Mustangs, Spec 5s, stuff like that. But we haven't seen a new one in quite a while, so being able to see a refreshment or an updated car would be pretty cool to see. I'm sure a lot of you guys would agree with me, but it's definitely something I'd like to see. Souping this up to over 1,000 horsepower, getting a twin turbo, getting it fully upgraded to the max, possibly even putting some drag clicks on it just for the fun of it, would definitely be something pretty fun, guys, and would be a good addition to the game. Next up, we got the Audi RS Q8. Now, I've got a fair few things to say about Audi. One thing is that there's very little Audi cars currently in the game, or at least new Audi cars. Hardly any RS cars. There is the RS6 Avant, there is like the RS7. However, we haven't really seen any new RS cars. Now, I'm sure a lot of you would know the new RS6 and 7 facelift 2021 models are recently coming out, and same with the RS Q8. I feel like it's about time they add some new Audi cars. Not many BMWs, not many Audis. I feel like there could be some possibilities for a lot of these. The Audi RS Q8 in particular, because it's literally, I guess, a bit of a downsized Lamborghini Urus. It's a more affordable, but still extremely powerful car. Got the same engine, pretty much the same base design, just like the Audi SQ7 and the Lamborghini Urus, and of course 50 less horsepower, but definitely could be souped up to be a nice off-roading car, or simply a quick road racing series SUV, which there are not that many of in Forza Horizon 4 currently. Next up, guys, we got the BMW M8 Competition. Just like how I was touching on there being little Audi and BMW cars, here it is, except this one is no normal BMW car. It is this top of their line racing type spec BMW. The M8 Competition, extremely highly anticipated car, similar to McLaren 720S. This one is a supercar killer, 0 to 100 in around 2.7 seconds, and would be very cool to see. It's a coupe design. It's definitely something different from the M4, the M4 GTS, the M3s, the M2s that we currently see, and it's something that I think would be pretty cool to see, and I'm sure a lot of you guys would agree with me. I've seen a bunch of you guys commenting, asking for this car, or hoping for it, and I agree completely, and hopefully we can see it with Return Update 31, or maybe a little bit further down the line, but hopefully before Forza Horizon 5, guys, because that is going to be quite a long way away. And lastly, guys, the final car for this video will be the McLaren 765 LT, which is quite an iconic car, given the fact that the 720S was the first kind of car that we saw by a little bit of an underdog brand, not so much, but McLaren is nowhere near as big as Ferrari or Lamborghini, or at least wasn't before the 720S came out. It was a big opening car for them. That was a huge challenger, or at least a huge challenger to some cars at the Aventador, the 488s, possibly even some of the high spec cars like the 812 Superfast, or it is, to put it simply. And the 720S is a pretty cool car, guys, easily sub 3 0 to 100 speed, or 0 to 60 miles per hour. And the 765 LT is essentially a spec'd up or more finished version of this, guys. Better for race, going to be quicker, slightly souped up, slightly different performance statistics, and definitely in a good way, guys. Hopefully we can see this coming into the game. I know a lot of you guys would want to too. Imagine the 720S pre-order edition around the track, guys. We already know how lethal that is. We'll just think of an even more lethal orientation of that, the 765. I'm hoping this comes in the game sooner than later, and I'm sure a lot of you guys are too. Maybe even some other McLaren cars, like the McLaren GT would also be pretty sick to see. But yeah, guys, it's going to be about it for this video. Hope you all did enjoy. If you want to stay up to date with any other Forza Horizon 4 glitches, tutorials, and giveaways, make sure to go and smash that subscribe button, like, comment any suggestions or feedback or cars you guys want to see below. And thank you so much for watching.